Okay, so here's the camper van. Made one video of this already, but had kind of a odd perspective. Got tools under the front seat. Basically all the things I need. Everything you can imagine. Duct tape, of course. A little cooler up front for our day stuff. Room still for the drinks. Got some little things that we need up here, and little doodads up here, like a little inverter for the road. Also all of our kind of quick grab things, emergency kit. Lots of handy wipes and various little cleaning things for the day. Lots of paper towels. Got little eating kits and things. And back here, this is the living area. Got a good-sized bed. That is a shower. Open up the door here, and so I got a cooler. It saves some energy. We don't need really a refrigerator in this. We've got some food in there now. There's room for about 2 gallons of water in the containers that are in there, plus some bottles and any extra food. There's already a couple days of food in here, and all of my cooking related things. We have some camping dishware and more extra water bottles and things like that, water filter, all the things like dish soap, everything we need for our food. This is our toilet. Toilet, we can basically, need to be inside, we can move this around. Chemical toilet, it's got gelling bags basically for something this size. That's all we can really fit. And these are a little better than the liquid flush types that you have to clean out. Bags just gel up and you throw them away. This is our shower, and also all of our sink stuff. So I've got like a quick little sink we can pull out. This has got a sprayer, and I've actually got 2 little basins here. So good for washing stuff. It's real quick and easy to get to, and this holds just a liter of water. It's a pressurized pump, so we've got running water and a little spray. And then in here, this is all my, all of our toiletries and things. So I got a 5-gallon container of water, and there's a little black pot in here. Fill that up, and inside there's a shower head, a little electric shower head. This is our shower surround, which hooks up. It connects here, here, and up front, and so we get a nice wide open shower surround. There is a seat down in here, a stool, which folds out, and you sit down and take a shower inside. Everything we need is in there. The shower head with the thing. This takes just a minute to get out, and pull the buckets, pull the sink out, and so you sit down inside. No water gets anywhere because you're basically sitting inside the container. You can also use that as a clothes washer if needed to. I've got, now this is the bed. So that's just the way it is all the time. But the way this works, you see I've got a pad under here that just comes on top. I've got a couple of these extra little coolers. Got those so we can have more space for food, but at night we can also use that little extra bag here. Just pops right out and goes up here on top of that. And we take one of these pads. I've got some thermarest pads down here. I've also got some additional pads over here. I've got a couple of each. And those, one goes on top of here. And then for Luke, we pull out 2 of these basins, 2 of these bins. They go in the front seat, and a couple more pads down there, and we can sleep 4 people, 2 adults and 2 kids, very comfortably in here. We got a little galleyway in here. Everything is totally accessible. I've got about a week's worth of clothes in here, and room for Danielle's, and plus all of our extra clothing and winter wear type stuff. We've got a extra coat with some gloves, and we've got poncho and raincoats. We've also got our curtains. The curtains just pop up along these little pieces right here. We have some clips that go right into them. I don't know if you can see that, but so we have one curtain that goes across, and another curtain that goes across there, another curtain that goes right across here. I didn't have to make any adjustments to the vehicle at all for any of this, and then one that goes across the back. I've also got some little pop-in silver window shields that just kind of go in there too. That's some clothing. Here we have so many different power resources. I really kind of went to town making sure that we had every kind of convenient power. So these things just all come out immediately. I've got all sorts of every kind of battery. You can see I've got a little power fan in here. I do have solar panels, a ton of rechargeable batteries, USB cables. And you can see here I've got a bunch of USB and DC power things that we can just plug in. There's a power outlet right here, and there's two power outlets up front. One that we can use with the key in, and one you can use without. And you can see back here we've got heating and air conditioning back here with the car on. For seating, this actually works really nicely. I can put the cooler up there and just sort of lean against it, but these little things are awesome. They give us a full seat back with an armrest, and just kind of lean against them. Lean back. I've got plenty of room to sit here, even with that little cabin out, and plenty of clearance up on the top. And we can set them like this and sit right next to each other. And everything is just so quick to get out. We don't have to adjust anything. We can also sit it this way, and then we've got a lounge. We can put our feet up, and there's room for two of us here. All of our lighting is basically just super bright LED lighting. These things are awesome, and they hook directly to any of these. You have these little hooks in the back. Get it? They hook to these little, really any place in here. Of course, we have the indoor stuff too, but these things just kind of swivel, go however you want. You can put them in any direction. So that's really useful. You can hook them up back here. I can hook them up over there, and I've got a couple of them. I've also got a carbon monoxide detector. Lots of little things, like I've got lots of little power cables and headphones, and mirror. I've got a little called a digital dangler that gives you your temperature and clock and alarm and everything. Also shows you your lowest temp and highest temp anytime you reset it for that period. Bunch of these little lights too. These things are all super bright, and we've got charging. I can charge them by DC. I can charge them by. I've got a bunch of these little solar chargers in here, and I've got a full 120 volt tools and things in here too. Kind of have the tools everywhere, so that the things that we need regularly can just sort of get to. That's little quick things that I need, and the stuff back here is basically all really hidden. So we've got our little lounger, and it doesn't look like much in here, but that's really just the beginning of what we can do. Put this back here. These little things have a cup holder and a little holder for various things. We've got a ton of bedding on here, so we can stay warm without much heat. But I've also got a little propane heater on here. For really extremely cold nights, or if we don't want to use the car battery, that's all the way in here. Let's see here. Pull that out. So I've got a little propane here. I keep 1 can of propane in there. This thing is an indoor heater with the oxygen sensor and a tip over. That goes back in there. Now also underneath here, I've got, put all this electric bag. You can see in here I've got a bunch of solar panels also. We have a fantastic little solar panel that will actually power this little thing. Folds out and will power our laptops and basically anything else. It's got really quite a bit of power. It's a 60-watt solar panel. And you can stick that right in the window. Or outside. You can use outside. Have a little 23,000 amp hour battery that's also got a solar panel on it for like a trickle charge. We just sort of leave in here, and 2 other little batteries that have 20,000 milliamps. So plenty of battery power for USB and for computer type devices, which is most of what we use. We don't really watch TV at home. We just use our computers. But in addition to that, under here you can see I've got a pure sine wave inverter. It's 1,000 watts and a 100 amp hour battery inside here. So between those two things, we've got an enormous amount of power, just like at home. So I have, like in here I had all my utilities. I've got a razor in there. It's just a regular, I've got a travel razor and a regular at-home razor. So anything we can do at home, plug in at home, we can plug in here. On the back, I've got some things that are accessible from both the inside, like a table. So a table comes out and just pops open. It's adjustable height, so we can take it and put it outside. We've also got an outdoor shower. So the indoor shower is fine. We don't need to ever take it out. I've got a little water heater back here that you can see. It's an electric water heater. This is a propane powered camp shower. So we've got electric water heat and propane powered water heat, and that's a big metal container that holds another 3 gallons. Up here I've got 5 gallons outside of the cooler in this basin. I've got another 3 gallons in there, and that's got a pressurized pump. It doesn't need a battery or anything. You just big metal container, you pressurize it, and you get a shower head attached to it and a little propane stove that heats up all 3 gallons to very, very hot in about 5 minutes. You can see we've also got some things in here. Like I've got a boat. Here, this is one of our pack boats with all the stuff we need with the personal flotation devices, and I've got another little stool in there, and actually another hammock in there. And all of our outdoor stuff is accessible in the back. We got all our pillows here, and here's another pack raft, and this is the outdoor pop-up shower. Just toss that up, and that gives you a full stand-up shower. It can also be used for the toilet if you don't want to have that inside. Have one of these little things go on the windows. So I can get to the shower back here. These things, this little bucket heater, fits absolutely perfectly as perfectly as can be in the buckets that I have up in that. So I can use that if we're attached to AC. I can also run that from the inverter. It's right at the limit of what the inverter will handle, but I can do that entirely without any propane. And I got some pull-out seats with backrests. So we have seating with backrests for 4, plus a bunch of other little stools and things we carry. These containers just sort of pop right out. They slide right out, and you can see what I've got in them. Here I've got that's actually a hammock stand. I've got a couple hammocks. I've got a little 19 cubic foot top of the car carrier. I have some little hard fuel stoves for things like boiling water. And I've got a fire log in there. I've got a thing of propane. I've got a grill, a charcoal grill. There's another container back here. On this side is all the stuff. Sort of back behind this is all the stuff that I don't use. These just pop right out, and I can get those. There's another container back here that's got it's got a 12-volt DC oven, and a little emergency blanket, sort of bag of garbage bags and things. And the container down there, you can see there's the propane. I've also got a hammock stand, the propane stove, and the container that's back in there I can get to from this other side over here. This, I got my windshield wiper thing, but the container that's right under here has a big outdoor tent, really nice outdoor tent. It's got more sleeping bags, bedding for the kids, and I've got more hammock stuff. I've got 2 additional hammocks back here with my wintertime sleeping stuff. I've also got a bunch of tools in here, things like a crowbar. There's a fire log back here, so if we want to go go out and make a fire, camp, a shovel, a little outdoor grill, crowbar. I've got like stuff for skewers for doing sort of fun campfire cooking. And these are little pack stoves. So all my fire stuff. I've got lighters and matches, and there's a little one of those hard fuel stoves with its own burner and mug to heat. Basically, we want to do dehydrated meals. I've got a bunch of those already in the cooler. They sort of live there. A big stainless steel cup. I've got another bunch of hard fuel in here, enough to go for like a week if we ate every day, that stuff. And also another little hard fuel burner. So plenty of ways to sort of heat up water if we're just camping. And of course we have that little DC oven too for cooking things if we don't want to use fire. So basically everything that I have in here has a electrical and a propane or fire version. That grill will let us cook some really big things. And those chairs just sort of pop out. In this other container here, I've got a lot more of the, I've got my hammocks. This is sort of things that we'd use, bags. I've got a sunshade in there and another little tent. So if we want to put sunshade up, we're at the beach, we've got that. If we want to do, for example, just a little bug shelter or a little privacy area for the kids to play in. They kind of like having their own little fort, and we don't have to get out the big tent. That's a little quick pop-up that just goes sort of anywhere. I've got a big tarp in there, and I've got actually several tarps. Little one that we can just hang right from the roof rack. And any of this, if I need to put more stuff in, I've got that roof rack bag. So this thing is a fully functional camper. For two of us, it's really, really simple. We don't need to do anything. Just sort of put the key in and go. All of this folds up in about 10 minutes. And what happens is this bed is a steel frame bed. It's a really good bed with a 4-inch mattress. It's not a cot. It's a real metal steel frame bed, but it does fold. It's meant to be a extra bed, and that just sort of pulls out, folds up, and all those things stack up. And this vehicle, the reason we got it was because these are the fold out seats, and it takes literally 5 seconds to pull those things out. So we just push all this stuff back, stack it up, and we've got seating for 4, so we can drive 4 people. So we have indoor-outdoor shower, indoor-outdoor bathroom, refrigerator. We can get about a week's food in there. The 2 of us, every kind of power imaginable, and seating for or a sort of living space for another 8 if we wanted to use both tents and hammocks and everything. We have a full outdoor camp set up in here if we wanted to, but it's totally usable. We can actually sit the 4 of us in here. If it's raining, we have those 2 recliners / seats, and you can sort of do any mix of the 2, and also the front seats, and even here you can sit in the cooler. So there's plenty of seating, even if it's raining outside and we can't go outside. And all this folds up. The beds, just all they are just little mattresses, air mattresses. They're the self-inflating type, so they take a couple puffs of air and they're blown up. I've got some extra little climate mattresses, the bigger type climates in the camping box that's in the back there. So we really have a very, very comfortable, this is female approved and kid approved, not just for guys like me who are comfortable camping. This project was meant to be something that's as comfortable as home for everybody when we want to go somewhere, so that there's no complaints about having to stay in something that doesn't feel 100% comfortable. Just about everything we could want to do if we go somewhere. I got a couple hammocks that I can stay in, so if we want to even have some more room in there and not do the bunk thing, I can stay outside, or if I want to have some friends come, we've got plenty of exterior sleep space. The great thing about this also is that this is um, just a regular vehicle. I did nothing to it, so we can take all that stuff out about 10 minutes. Doesn't even take 10 minutes just to take it out. If I'm not folding it up, I want to take it out, stick it in the garage. It takes about 5 minutes. Gas mileage is about twice what a normal camper would get, what a normal Class B RV would get. And got plenty of space to carry things still on the roof. Got all of our power, all of our heat in several different ways. Totally self-contained. Don't need to have any shore power or any other running water anywhere, anything like that. Everything is contained in this. And we can take this out if we want to do the same thing with a trailer. Get a little trailer and a little trailer camper, and we can have additional seating as the kids get older. It was inexpensive too. This whole setup cost about $8,000. I got this with 80,000 miles on it, but it's really clean and really, really nice inside. One owner. It's been immaculately cared for. So very happy with it. Rides nice. It rides just like it's a car.